We'll start first with a question from Shannon and then go to Michael.
Hey, Carlik, Shannon Russell from the Courier Journal. I was curious to know for you, coming back from COVID protocols, you sat out at Wisconsin and then you played against Pitt. What has that progression been like for you, and how did you feel physically in the Pitt game?
It's new. Being, sitting out due to COVID and, returning and just trying to basically try to work back to where I was. It was a little rough start. Just condition wise, not really able to get out and run or, work out and stuff like that. Kind of, set me back in the conditioning area. But it's a process. I'm trying to, get in more and more shape each day. And it's been a pretty good process. In the Pitt game, I felt good. I felt like myself, but also, a tad bit winded, just because, being my first game back. But other than that, I felt pretty good.
Michael.
Carlik, Michael McCammon from Cardinal Authority. Quick follow-up to that is, how do you feel now after, returning from that game and going through practice? And then talk a little bit about the Kentucky rivalry. I mean, obviously, you're new to the team, but how familiar are you with it, and what does it mean to you as being part of it now?
Like I said earlier, I'm just glad to get, to be able to play against Pitt and get that game, out of the way, honestly. With it being my first game back. And then as far as the rivalry, to be honest, I didn't know. I knew it was a thing. I knew it was a big thing, but I didn't know much about it before getting here. And then once I got here, having conversations with my teammates and seeing, on social media how crazy, the fans are for both programs is definitely huge and definitely something I am glad to be a part of and looking forward to.
Tyler.
Hey, Carly, what stands out to you about Kentucky's backcourt when you start to study them a little bit, their guards?
I just realized that they're a talented group of guys. I haven't really, got to see much, but as, more as today and, the rest of the week go on, I will be learning more about them, watching film on them. But I definitely respect those guys, and they're definitely talented over there.
Shannon.
Carlik, you've been with these guys for months, your teammates. What do you think gives you guys the best chance to come away with a win against Kentucky based on what you guys are capable of and what you've shown so far?
Just how motivated we are. Just how motivated we are to play once again together. And just knowing how hard we play for one another and how hard we got each other's back, I think will say enough.
If I can add a follow-up, what areas specifically, whether it's rebounding, free throws, transition, do you think you guys need to be on your best for against a team like Kentucky?
I think it will. It always starts on the defensive end. Keeping the ball out of the paint, forcing tough shots, and definitely boxing out and owning the glass will be definitely where we will start to try to get us or put us in a position to win.
Other questions for Carlik? To Michael.
Hey, Carlik, when you have games like this, obviously you guys play, one game at a time, but when you get into rivalry games, I'm sure you've had some in your past, whether it be high school or your previous stop. Does it feel a little bit different when it's a rivalry game? And if so, how do you make sure you're reining in the emotions and just approach it like a regular game?
Yeah, it definitely is a different feeling because sometimes it's more behind it. As far as this rivalry, I know that, both teams really want to win. Both teams really kind of want bragging rights, and it's hard, but it's also doable as far as with the feelings. Just going it in, you have to treat it like a regular game. You have to treat it like a normal basketball game, and going in. You can't let your emotions really get to you, because it could cost you, it could hurt you, or it can, sometimes help, but it's not. I don't think that's a chance you would want to take. Usually, I just think you should go in with the same mentality with every game and do what your team does best.
Go to Shannon and then Andrew.
Josh Nickleberry made his season debut at Pitt. What does having him back mean for you guys in terms of just having a little bit more depth there at the guard position, and what does he bring to your team?
It's great having Josh back. During the preseason and the start of the season, the whole team's kind of just waiting, praying, and sticking with him through the tough time, and just being patient for him to return. And now he's finally back, and it's a great feeling to have him on the floor. He's always in practice and with the team, and encouraging us and talking to us. But to actually have him on the floor now, back with us, is definitely a good thing, great thing. And what he brings to the team, I believe, is just he plays hard. He on both ends. He can shoot the ball very well, and like I said, he talks, and he's a great teammate. And that's all we can ask for.
Got two more questions from Andrew and then Tyler.
Carlik, it's no secret that Kentucky has dominated this rivalry the last 10 years or so. How much of a discussion is that within your team, and how much motivation is that for this team to hopefully start for you guys a U of L streak against UK?
We know about it, with Kentucky winning the last few, but we don't. I wouldn't say we talk about it a lot. I know we want to win. I know we're gonna, prepare for it. We're gonna, be ready for it. But I don't think we really, talk about it much as far as that. But we just want to win. I know we'll be ready.
Close it out with Tyler.
Carlik, when you've discussed David some in the past, you've said that you kind of see some of yourself in him a little bit. I was wondering, how would you describe his development this early in the season? Like, what's jumped out to you about what he's improved on or is still working on as a player?
The things that jumped out with me was just how willing he is to learn, how willing he is to, work and get better at the things he do and things he lack in. He's just an all-around good player. I think he's improved in his shooting, and just being the best version of him. I think he's really starting to find himself and find his value and what he's really capable of, and it's a good sign.
Carlik, thank you. We'll be back with